Hey guys, what's up? This is a graphics card that you guys probably have never seen before, unless you're in my Discord or follow my channel, in which case I've shown it on my channel, but, you know, besides that, you probably haven't seen it. Now, I'm doing this, which may look really stupid for a card, but it's so light. This card, it's like holding a piece of plastic. It's like shockingly light. It's crazy. This is an RTX 3060, except it's a weird 3060. This is a 6 gigabyte RTX 3060. Now, if you don't know, the RTX 3060 has a 192-bit memory bus, meaning that it can either have 6 or 12 gigabytes, reasonably speaking, of GDDR6. Now, NVIDIA went with 12 gigabytes because it was better for the bit bus and for gaming and all that, yada yada. Either way, NVIDIA confirmed that in an email from Brian Del Rizzo to me after I accused them of being crypto profit fiends. But either way, yeah, they went with 12 gigabytes. That's the point. Dude, editing this is gonna suck. Dude, my brain is not working right now. But so, if that's a 12 gigabyte card, how did I get a 6 gigabyte model here? Well, this is actually an RTX 3060M, the mobile variant of the RTX 3060. And for some reason, some asshat decided to put it on a PCI Express card. But there's a couple of super weird things about this card. I'd like to take this apart after we go through the benchmarks and kind of get in to see what the hell is going on here. Now, the first thing you may notice, besides it being, you know, super dirty and on a PCI Express card, is that despite being a 3060 mobile, this has two 8-pin connectors. Who needs B-roll when you can just walk up to the camera? And you also notice it does say RTX 3060 6 gigabyte model here. Now, that's weird considering the max amount of connectors I've seen on a normal 3060 is a 6 and an 8, but normally I've just seen a normal 8-pin connector on these, so what the heck is going on here? Well, I have no idea. I mean, if we go into the benchmarks, which, let's get right into the benchmark. Sure, I put it on my test bench, and I actually had to put it on with a 1060 to get the drivers installed. And the drivers for this are super weird. So they're weird Frankenstein drivers, as they're called by their creator, where they're fake, unsigned NVIDIA drivers that are specifically compiled for this card. Normal drivers, even the notebook driver from NVIDIA, do not work on this card. And if you open Task Manager on a system with this card and these modded drivers, it actually comes up as an RTX 3060 Frankenstein. That's the name of the card. So that's what comes up in that and Device Manager in Windows. Now, of course, MSI Afterburner recognizes the card as a 3060 mobile, but it's kind of funny that it's just called a 3060 Frankenstein in Windows 10. But either way, let's get into the game. Starting with a great test of graphics cards ready or not, I think. People don't realize this. I do the voice thing like way after I do the game testing. So I'm basically making up shit off the top of my head and hoping the gameplay I recorded days earlier matches what I'm saying. So anyways, RTX 3060 mobile, the card's drawing like 45 watts, which is insane. Allegedly, according to Afterburner, which is a little weird because I've seen it be wrong before. Because, I mean, look at the CPU. It's a 4.7 gigahertz overclocked 9800X Extreme Edition CPU, and it says it's drawing like no power, so, you know, take it with a grain of salt. But the mobile chips are TDP'd to draw like 40 watts, and only boost to like 100 watts if they have super cooling or whatever on them. Either way, the cooling on this is, as we know, freaking overkill for a laptop GPU. So it stays nice and cool, boosts nice and high, and performs pretty great. Considering I paid like $100 for this thing, yeah, I'm not too bad at this performance. I mean, we're getting great FPS. We're getting something like 100 FPS, I think, if I remember correctly, in Ready or Not at high settings, 1080p, this is maximum settings, and yeah, this is very playable. Now, one thing to note is only the HDMI works on this card. It's just something that the seller told me. Probably too lazy to put in a DisplayPort mux or compiler or switch or whatever the hell they call it. Now let's move into something a little more graphically intensive. Or newer? One of the two. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. The newest Modern Warfare 2, not the oldest one. Yeah, sure, that game. So we're playing the campaign because multiplayer is a cesspool. And yeah, it runs great as well. Over 60 FPS at... Now, if you look at the settings, I think I show them here. Hopefully there's settings on screen. If not, they're a mix of medium and low. It's like the medium preset or recommended settings, whatever. Either way, we're getting over 60 FPS. It's very responsive, and it performs great. I mean, realistically, this performs like a laptop with better cooling. That's essentially what you can call this card, a laptop GPU with better cooling, because that's, well, that's what it is. We'll take it apart in a little bit to get into that. Hopefully I put like chapters in so you can see exactly when I take it apart. So anyways, yeah, Modern Warfare 2, War Crimes, you know, I can do those easily, and it just works great. So I'm very happy with the performance of this card thus far. Moving on to... I don't know, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Let's just stick with Call of Duty, and it's over 300 FPS. Yeah, no, the Call of Duty Black Ops 2 just runs great, because why would it not? I mean, seriously, woof, man, that is a lot of FPS in Call of Duty Black Ops 2, a game that came out 11 years ago, almost, back in 2012. But man, I still love the skin, dude. The weaponized 115 skin on this M27. Whew, just so good. So great. I can't get over how great this looks. Yeah, so, yeah, a lot of FPS. I mean, the game just runs amazingly. And we're actually using the whole GPU because our CPU is overclocked to 4.7 gigahertz all-core on a 7-core CPU. So, you know, pretty good. Pretty fast. Now, moving on to, I don't know, Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm assuming I played that game. Yeah, no, I did. 60 FPS, I think. Yeah, 1080p, high preset, this preset. I hope I show it on screen. If I don't, high. Just a high preset, default, VSync off and all that. And yeah, 1080p, it runs great. 60-ish FPS, very responsive, able to just blow people's fucking faces clean off their entire body. It's insane. Yeah, the Wild West. Really interesting, really civil times. Yep, absolutely destroy people. And I've never seen the landscape in this game look so good. Now, it could be because I was playing on a 7-inch display, or I think it's 5 inches. It's a 5-inch display, yeah. I was playing on a 5-inch display, a Ninja 5. And, yeah, just to record the screen. That's how I record locally without recording on the device. I record on the screen. The screen has a recorder built in. It's great. It works great. It's 1080p. It actually records at 120 FPS, just because. Why not? So anyway, yeah, so Red Dead Redemption's looking pretty good. Anyways, that's all the benchmarks, which means we're probably back on A-roll, which means you're probably looking at me just kind of looking off into the ground right now. So hey guys, I'm back. Anyways, let's take this thing apart. I've actually avoided taking it apart the whole time. It still has its stupid little sticker on it. So anyways, let's take this thing apart and see what we've got going in here. So we've got 2, 4, 5, 8 screws here on the back. I'm going to start with the, what I'm going to call the auxiliary screws. Auxiliary? I don't know, man. The smaller screws that seem to kind of just hold the back plate on and stuff. But might as well before we take off the spring-loaded screws. The back plate's held on from the top. We'll get to the back plate later, but let's just get this cooler off. I'm surprised it has, like, the sort of warranty void sticker. It's got, like, a little cross mark thing, and I'm like, why? What warranty? Who is warranting this card? No one. The answer is no one. The cooler is said it's made by PC WinMax, and that's information that doesn't matter. It's got like a serial number and everything. This probably was a mining card, honestly. It's dusty enough to be. Ah! Well, that's interesting. So if you don't know, GDDR6 comes in 1 and 2 gigabyte packages, and yeah, this card has 6 1 gigabyte GDDR6 packages, as to be kind of expected. Now, that is a huge graphics core. Hold on, let me bring this up to you guys. Although I will say, this is a very tiny card, and this cooler is so unnecessary. It's got a copper cold plate and everything. It's It's got like dual heat pipes and everything. It's so unnecessary. They could have made like a micro card with this, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't need these 2 8-pins. Considering it drew like 40 watts, allegedly. I don't think... Do these even connect to anything? I've come to realize I don't even know if there's any traces running from those connectors. I seriously hate the focus on this camera. It does not work. Hold on. I'm not good with directions. Up. That way. Hold on. This way. There we go. So there's our 6 VRAM packages and then our GPU. It is an NVIDIA, genuine GPU. I'm not going to wipe it off because I don't plan on changing that thermal paste. But if you can see here, these don't have traces coming from them. At least visibly. They might, but I honestly don't think they're necessary. There's a power and shit. This is a pretty decent looking card. PCB is not like, it's not shoddy by any means. Very interesting. Well, anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed the little video on this weird graphics card. If you'd like to buy it, shoot me a message. I should probably get rid of this. I really have nothing to do with it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys kind of enjoyed. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Eliminated all friendlies.